Presenting Detective Nick Harris in a salute to the law. Ladies and gentlemen, we again bring you Detective Nicholas B. Harris, chief of the internationally known Los Angeles Detective Agency bearing his name, in another dramatized true-life story proving to the youth of today the folly of committing crime. And now, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Applegate, and good evening, everyone.
In your line of work, Mr. Harris, I suppose you encounter fanatics with fantastic schemes to reform or save the world?
Yes, George. And they're not only always so fantastic either. For instance, there was a man who called himself the Avenging Angel. The first time I met him was several years ago when a quiet, well-dressed gentleman called at my office.
Frankly, Mr. Harris, the name Collins is not my real name.
Professional name, I presume.
Well, call it that. It won't be necessary, will it, for you to know my real name?
Well, that depends entirely on what you want me to do.
All I want is your help in helping me to help others.
How?
Well, I wish to be known as the Avenging Angel.
I don't quite understand, Mr. Collins.
Well, to avenge those who cannot avenge themselves, to punish those who would otherwise go unpunished.
Well, the law takes care of that.
The law tries to, or is intended to. But aren't there cases where the law is not applied, cases within the law, perhaps, where a great wrong and a grave injustice is perpetrated, yet nothing is or can be done by the law enforcement agency?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Collins, there are such cases.
Well, it's in situations of that kind, Mr. Harris, that I wish, with the help of your agency, to play the role of the Avenging Angel.
I see. And just when would you like to start?
At once, if possible.
Well, here's a case that has all the earmarks of being the kind you described. During the noon hour, the switchboard girl took a call asking us to send someone to an address on the south side. Checking back, we found no telephone at that address. Ordinarily, that would have ended it, unless we heard from it again. But it so happened one of my operatives, Joe Martin, had business at San Pedro, so I asked him to stop on his way down to investigate that phone call. I guess the woman didn't realize the window by the front door was open from the top, so Martin could hear everything she and her son had to say.
I don't know where those men could have taken your father, Jimmy. Look through the window, Jimmy, and see who that is.
It's a man, Ma. I bet I know who he is.
Who, Jimmy?
The man from the detective agency.
Detective agency?
Yes, the one I called from the phone at the drugstore.
You called detective? Oh, Jimmy, you shouldn't have done that.
Well, gee, Ma, we gotta do something about getting Dad back.
Oh, but I told you what those men said they'd do to us if we notified the police.
Sure, the police. But they didn't say anything about not calling the detective agency.
Oh, it's the same thing, son, or worse. Oh, tell him to go away. Tell him it's all a mistake.
But, gee, Ma.
Oh, never mind. I'll tell him. And don't you say a word, Jimmy. Understand? Not one word. Yes?
My name's Martin, ma'am. Mr. Harris of the detective agency asked me to stop here.
Well, what about?
Well, I don't know exactly. That's what I expected you to tell me.
Well, there must be some mistake.
No. This is the address given us over the telephone.
Why, I didn't call you. I'm sure it's a mistake. Anyway, I don't want to talk to you.
Now, look, Mrs. Newton, if you're in some kind of
No,
trouble...
No, I'm not in any trouble. And anyway, I can't talk about it.
Well, now, Mr. Harris will be glad to help you.
I can't talk about it, I tell you. Please go away.
So, Martin had to go down to San Pedro on his other case. And he gave me that report over the telephone, Mr. Collins, just before you came in.
It's plain that this Mrs. Newton is in serious trouble.
And too terrified to tell anyone about it. But from what you've heard, does this sort of case interest you?
It sounds like just the sort of case I'm looking for. Can you go with me now to call on Mrs. Newton?
Yes, but I think we'll get further talking to her son, Jimmy.
Well, how can we? I mean, without seeing Mrs. Newton first.
Shouldn't be difficult. If we can get to Jimmy's school before closing hour, I'll pick up a map on the way out that'll tell us which school he attends. I'm Mr. Harris, ma'am. Possibly you remember me?
Oh, yes, of course, Mr. Harris. You spoke to our pupils at an assembly last year.
Could you tell me offhand if you have a boy in school here by the name of Newton? Imagine in the 5th or 6th grade?
Oh, you must mean Jimmy Newton.
Yes, I'd like to talk to Jimmy, if I may.
Why, certainly, I'll send for him. Jimmy, this is Mr. Harris.
I'm glad to know you, Jimmy. And thank you very much, Miss Rankin.
Not at all.
Are you the detective?
Yes, Jimmy?
Gee, I'm sure you came.
Are you? Well, look, suppose we walk out to the car.
Okay. Yeah. I sure am glad you came to the school, too. You see, my mother's afraid to talk to anybody, and she says I mustn't neither.
Why not?
Because she's scared. Scared of what they'll do to her. And to me.
Scared of what who will do?
The men that took my father away.
Do you know who they were?
Not for sure, but I got an idea.
Well, let's sit here in the car.
Okay.
Hop in, Jimmy. And this is Mr. Collins.
Hello?
I'm glad to know you, Jimmy.
You sit in the back seat with Mr. Collins, and I'll sit in the front. Now, you say you have an idea who these men were?
I don't know for sure because I wasn't home when they came, but I think they were from Arizona.
Well, why do you think that?
Well, I was playing football. You know, not regular football, just kicking and catching punts up the street. I saw a car stopped in front of our house, and when it went by awful fast, somebody kind of hollered.
Your father?
I think so now. The car had an Arizona license.
What was your father's, what is your father's business, Jimmy?
He used to be a painter by trade,
Mhm.
but lately he's been mostly mining.
You mean working as a miner?
Dad has some claims, see, and he worked them himself, mostly.
All alone?
Oh, he had fellows help him sometimes, when he had money enough to pay them.
Where were these claims?
Well, one was up near the desert. Dad took Mom and me up there a couple times.
Lately?
That was over a year ago. Dad had to quit work because he couldn't go any deeper without machinery. But he's sure there's gold on that mine because he could only get down to it. If he
What's your
could.
father been doing lately, Jimmy?
I don't know. He's been away from home mostly. We never know when he's coming. And then he's always gone before daylight. The last time Dad was here, I didn't know a thing about it till I got home and found my mother crying.
Well, Jimmy, what did she tell you then?
Not much. Just that two men came and made Dad go away in their car. And I mustn't tell anybody about anything about it or notify the police. Because if I did...
What, Jimmy?
If I did, those men would take us away, too, where nobody would ever find us.
Did your mother know who these men are?
I think so, sir. But Ma won't talk about it, not even to me. Gee, what are we going to do?
Well, the first thing, Jimmy, is to persuade your mother that we're her friends and only want to help her. We'll drive you over to your own home now, because you see, Jimmy, unless your mother will tell us all she knows about these men, it'll be hard for us to do anything about locating your father.
Yes, sir. You turn to the right at the next corner.
I know, Jimmy. This is the street.
Yeah, it was right here where us kids were playing football, like I told you. When that car with the Arizona light... Hey, look!
What, Jimmy?
Look, there's a car coming around the driveway now. They're coming out fast. They're going 2 blocks
They're
ahead.
turning to the left. Please, look at them go.
Look at them skid.
No.
Gee, they're going to crash.
No,
sure.
they made it.
Did you recognize that car, Jimmy?
Huh? Never saw it before. Anyhow, I don't think I did.
Looked like a brand new car.
I bet it was those men, because who else could it be?
Well, we'll soon know. Let's go to your house.
All right. Come on, Jimmy.
Mom. Hey, Mom. It's me, Jimmy. Hey, Mom. Gee, that's funny. Gee, Mr. Harris, maybe those men...
Did you key, Jimmy?
No, Mom's always here to let me in. Or if she's out at the store or anything, she leaves the back door key under the steps. Can you see anything through the window, Mr. Collins?
No, Jimmy. Run around back and see if the key's there.
Yeah, sure. I'll go right now.
Harris.
Yeah.
Look in this window, please.
Yeah. Dark inside. Hard to see anything.
Over in the farthest corner. Isn't there someone lying there huddled against the wall?
You're right. Must be the boy's mother. And she looks as if we might have come too late. I'm going in through that window, and when Jimmy comes back, keep him out here until I call.
Right.
I'll open that door from the inside.
No, the key isn't there, but Dad's old car's in the garage, so Mom must be... Where's Mr. Harris?
All right, Jimmy. Mr. Harris broke the window in order to get into the house.
Then you did see something. Mom, let me go. Let me go. Mr. Collins, please. I gotta get in there.
Mr. Harris will open the door for us in a minute, Jimmy.
It was those men. It must have been. What have they done to
I
Mom?
don't know. I don't know any more than you do.
Well, let me go so I can see.
Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
now get hold of yourself. Your mother's going to be all right. But she's badly hurt, and you can help her most by keeping a stiff upper lip and taking this like a man. Understand?
Yes, sir. Can I see her?
In a moment. No telephone here, is there?
No, sir.
All right, you go into the next room and help Mr. Collins lift your mother onto the Davenport. I've got to go to a hospital. get her there as quickly as possible, and I'll take a car to the corner and phone be right back.
Okay, Harris. Come on, Jimmy. Oh, nothing's gone in.
Hey, Mr. Collins.
Yes, Jimmy, what is it?
Mr. Collins, she ain't my mom.
Not your mother. Well, who is she?
I don't know, Mr. Collins. I've never saw her before.
But, Jimmy, well, whoever she is...
But where's my mom? What's become of her? What was that?
Someone in that room.
Must be Mom. I'll go see
Jimmy,
her.
don't go in that room. Stay here.
But it must be Mom. Mr. Collins, who else could it be?
Hush. We'll see in a minute.
Look, the woman. She's opening her eyes. She's trying to sit up.
Yes, that's good. Now, just take it easy. You're going to be all right. Now, don't try to sit up. Lie back, I said.
The door. It's opening.
Let me go. Let me go. Oh, let me go. Let me go.
Say, Mr. Harris, is that any way to leave us?
Well, sorry, George, but you'll have to wait until next Tuesday at the same hour for the rest of the story of the Avenging Angel.
Well, at least, Mr. Harris, tell us who...
No, but we'll begin next week at the precise moment when that door opens, and I promise you that.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard another true life story brought to you by Detective Nicholas B. Harris, internationally famous Los Angeles criminologist and chief of the detective agency bearing his name. Although this was a true story, fictitious names and places have been used throughout this narrative. The story was dramatized for radio presentation by Ralph Burchard and is a Carolyn Carroll production. Those participating in this radio drama were Dorothy Wade, Harriet Childs, Calvin Ellison, and Charles E. Bender.
Presenting Detective Nick Harris in A Salute to the Law. Ladies and gentlemen, we again bring you Detective Nicholas B. Harris, chief of the internationally known Los Angeles Detective Agency bearing his name in another dramatized true life story proving to the youth of today the folly of committing crime. And now, Mr. Harris. Thank you, Mr. Lake, and good evening, everyone. Tonight I bring you the final chapter of the strange but true story of the Avenging Angel. Last week, a wealthy man under the assumed name of Mr. Collins called at my office. He explained that he wished to dedicate his life and fortune in helping others to avenge the wrongs perpetrated upon people who were unable, through financial reasons, to bring the wrongdoers to justice. It so happened that just that day I had received a mysterious phone call asking for help. On investigation, the call had been sent by a 10-year-old boy, Jimmy Newton, asking me to locate his father. His mother, Mrs. Newton, refused all information concerning the disappearance of her husband because she had been silenced by the men who were holding her. Mr. Collins and I then located this Jimmy at school. He told how his father had been working a mining claim and had been carried off by some men in a car with an Arizona license. Picked him up then to the school and took him in our car and took him to the Newton home. And as we approached that home, we saw a car shoot out of the driveway and turn the corner at great speed. We tried to follow. The car was lost in traffic. Returning to the house, we found the door locked. And looking through the window, we saw the body of a woman lying on the floor. Thinking that this was Mrs. Newton and that she had been murdered, I broke the glass in the front room window and entered. To our great surprise, Jimmy claimed that the woman lying on the floor was not his mother, that he had never seen her before. And just then, this strange woman regained consciousness. And we heard a noise in the next room. The door opened.
Mom.
What? Jimmy, is that your mother in the doorway?
Sure it is. But gee, Mom, what happened?
Never mind now, Jimmy. I'll tell you later.
So you're Jimmy's mother, Mrs. Newton.
Yes, and who are you?
He's Mr. Collins, Mom.
Yes, Mrs. Newton. Mr. Harris and I came to help you, if possible.
Jimmy, have you been talking?
Sure, Mom. They're going to help us.
What's Jimmy been telling you?
First, Mrs. Newton, who is this woman in the Davenport?
Her name is Lee. Cora Lee.
Why did she scream and faint when she saw you in the
Oh, she
doorway?
was scared, I guess.
Mr. Harris went to the drugstore, Mom, to phone for an ambulance.
I don't think she's seriously hurt, Mrs. Newton.
Oh, I'm glad. I thought I'd killed her.
Who's that in the other car, Mom?
What other car?
The one that threw out of our driveway just before we got here.
I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know anything about it.
But gee, Mom, didn't you see the car?
No, I didn't.
That's funny. Did she come in that car?
Jimmy, please. Mother doesn't want to talk about it.
Jimmy, will you go outside and see if Mr. Harris is coming back?
Sure, I'll go right now.
Please forgive me, Mrs. Newton, when I say I'm your friend and that I only want to help you.
Well, why should you?
Because, well, just to repay others who helped me when I needed a friend.
And it sounds mighty queer to me, but maybe you are on the level. All right. Only I don't know anything you can do.
Well, Mr. Harris and I are going to help you find your husband. But you must help, too, Mrs. Newton, by telling us everything that's happened.
All right. All right, I'll tell you.
What about this other woman, Cora Lee? Who beat her up?
I did.
You?
Yes, I did. I meant to kill her.
But why, Mrs. Newton? Why did you want to kill her?
Well, when she told me about Jim, then everything just went black and... Oh, look, she's coming, too.
That's right.
Listen, I'll go out in the kitchen until you get her away.
Maybe that's best.
Oh.
Now, take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh, where is she? Don't let her hit me again,
Mrs. Newton is gone. There's nothing to be afraid of now, Miss
Oh,
Lee.
where's Emile? Where's Philippe?
Emile? Philippe?
Yes, Emile, Ryder, and Philippe Ortiz. Where are they?
Men who brought you here?
Yeah, sure, they brought me here. They were going to take me back to Jim. They haven't gone, have they?
Yes, I'm afraid they have.
Why, the dirty rats. Say, who are you? I never saw you before. How did you know my name?
Collins is my name. I was sent out on this case.
What do you mean, sent out on this case? Who sent you?
Mr. Harris is back, Mr. Collins. The ambulance is coming, too.
Ambulance?
For you, Miss Lee, to take you to the hospital.
I don't want to go to any hospital. Please, Miss Lee, don't make a noise. No, not me. I'm not going to a hospital. I'll run away. Oh.
You see?
Oh.
Now, don't be foolish.
Oh.
You want to get well, don't you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Then go to the hospital. There's nothing to be afraid of. You'll be treated with kindness and consideration, I promise you that.
Yeah, but I got no money to pay for a hospital.
That'll all be taken care of.
How do you know?
Never mind now. Just go to the hospital and get well. That's all you have to think about.
Well, if that wasn't Jimmy's mother, who was it,
Her
Colin?
name's Lee, Cora Lee.
Miss or Mrs.?
Miss, I think. Just after you left, Jimmy's mother showed up.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, and it was Jimmy's mother, Mrs. Newton, who beat up Miss Lee.
Did she give any reason for it?
No, but she promised to tell me everything. Look, Harris, would you have time to take Jimmy with you and bring him back later? I think Jimmy's mother will talk more freely to me if Jimmy isn't around.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So I'll do that. Hey, Jimmy.
Men kidnapped your husband.
Well, I don't know for sure whether Jim went with them willingly or was forced to go. But after Jim was in the car, one of the men
Which
said
one?
to me, the one with the German accent. He called me to the back door and threatened me.
Threatened you?
Well, he said if I tried to reach my husband or told anyone about his being gone, well, they'd grab Jimmy and I'd never see him again.
Had you known these men before, Mrs. Newton?
Yes, I saw them once when they were both working for my husband on his claim near Mojave. That was over a year ago.
Your husband still had faith in this claim.
Oh, yes, Mr. Collins.
Do you suppose this German and Mexican were scheming to get your husband's claim away from him?
Well, maybe they were. I don't know. Still, I couldn't figure out why Jim would go away and stay away without even letting us hear from him until the two men came here again today with that woman who calls herself Cora Lee.
Well, what happened then?
Well, I let them in, and I asked about Jim, and the German Riker answered.
Your husband is good at health, Frau Newton?
Si, senora. Only he don't want he should see you no more.
Jim doesn't want to see me? What do you mean?
For you, senora, he is what you say, washed up.
What? Oh, he couldn't be.
No? Well, Jim told me differently.
Well, who are you?
This is Fräulein. I mean, Miss Lee, Frau Newton. Miss Cora Lee.
Jim told you. Jim talked to you about me.
Oh, sure, plenty. But I wanted to see for myself. Main thing I came for, though, is Jim's things.
Jim's things?
Yeah, you know, his personal belongings. Said they were all in one closet. Did you bring in those suitcases, boys?
Yeah, they're in the car. Come on, Philippe, and help me get them.
So you've stolen my Jim away from me.
I wouldn't say stolen, sister. You lost Jim before I ever laid eyes on him. I'm sorry for you, but how a little shrimp like you could expect to hold a he-man like Jim Newton is more than I can say.
Well, you'll see. Little shrimp am I. You'll see. You'll find out.
Put down that poker. Oh, please, don't hit me. Oh,
I'll tell you. I'll beat your brains out. I'll beat you up.
Marcus!
Miserable little...
There is she.
Santa Maria, what has happened?
There's Cora.
They're in the corner on the floor.
Ach, Gott in Himmel. Cora's dead. You've killed her.
Oh, I hope so.
Come on, Ortiz. We're getting out of here.
what got into me? What did I do that for? Oh, even if she did take Jim away from me. Oh, how can I do a thing like that? Why, it's murder, I tell you. It's murder. So that's how it was, Mr. Collins. I guess I was crazy for those few minutes.
Will you go with me tomorrow to the hospital and see Cora Lee?
Yes. Yes, I'll go with you, Mr. Collins.
Well, good afternoon, Miss Lee.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Collins. I'm sure glad you brought Mrs. Newton.
Hello, Mom.
Jimmy! Well, I thought you were at school. What are you doing here?
Mr. Collins brought me, Mom. He said Mr. Lee wanted to see me. He bought me these flowers, too, to bring to her. Look, Mom.
Aren't they lovely? They're the nicest flowers I've ever had from anybody. Jimmy and I've been having a nice visit, haven't we, Jimmy?
Swell.
Now, look, Jimmy, we'll have lots more visits. But would you wait outside now while I talk with your mother and Mr. Collins?
Sure, Miss Lee.
Now, look, Mrs. Newton. Please let's not say anything about what happened yesterday. I had it coming, but it wasn't all my fault. They lied to me, Riker and Ortiz, about how things were between you and your husband, and I never knew anything about Jimmy.
You'd better tell Mrs. Newton the whole story.
I want to. Well, I did like Jim. I was crazy about him, but he never gave me a tumble. So Riker suggested that if you send his things out to him with word that you were through, well, I mean, if we brought them and told Jim that, why, then maybe I'd have a chance. But I know now that I never would have had.
You've seen Jim these last 6 weeks.
Yeah, in that new Discovery camp 90 miles from the railroad, north of Kingman. I was running a boarding house there. That's how I met your husband and his partners, Riker and Ortiz.
But why didn't Jim write me?
Oh, but he did. But he trusted Riker to mail the letters. Instead, Riker burnt them. I never realized until yesterday what Riker intended doing, and last night after the doctor attended me, why, I got to thinking about the risks Jim was running being mixed up with those two men. And I knew he had an offer to sell out his interest in the mine, and so Mr. Collins helped me send a wire to Jim advising him to take the offer and get back here as soon as he could. We sent it in care of the sheriff, and so we knew it'll reach him. Why, Mr. Harris fixed that.
Oh, thank you. Can you ever forgive me?
Now listen, Mrs. Newton. I'm the one that needs forgiven. But if it's all right with you, let's just forget the whole thing and pretend it never happened. Now, can't we do that?
Of course, if you're willing to.
Mom, Dad's here.
Your father? Oh, he's here?
Yeah. Can I bring him in, Miss Lee? Can I?
Sure, Jimmy. Bring him in.
Oh, Jim.
Honey. Gosh, I'm sure glad to see you and Jim again.
Oh, Jim, darling.
Now.
I'm so glad to see you.
You'll have to kind of excuse my wife, folks. She cries easy, always has, and we haven't seen each other for quite a while. But, Cora, what happened to you? What put you in the hospital?
Oh, a little accident, Jim. Nothing serious. I'll be back tossing flapjacks within 10 days at the latest, the doctor says. Get my wire?
Yes, and I got the money, too, for my interest. Thanks a lot. I guess you've met my wife.
Sure, we've met. But you haven't met Mr. Collins.
Well, I'm sure glad to meet you, Mr. Collins.
Well, I'm glad to meet you, Mr. Newton. You won't mind my having a mining engineer make a report on that claim of yours?
Mind? Say, that's what I've been trying to do for years. Only I've never had enough money to hire a good one.
Well, now look, I think Miss Lee has had enough company for one day.
Sure. Come on, everybody.
Goodbye, Cora. Thanks for everything. We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye, Mrs. Newton. Hey, Jimmy.
Yes, Miss Lee.
Would you do me a favor?
Sure, Miss Lee.
Stay and talk to me for a while. You know, Jimmy, your parents haven't seen each other for quite some time, and they might like to, well, kind of get acquainted.
Why, I'd love to.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, ends the story that I have entitled The Avenging Angel Strikes Again. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard the concluding chapter of a true-to-life story brought to you by Detective Nicholas B. Harris, internationally famous Los Angeles criminologist and chief of the detective agency bearing his name. Although this was a true story, fictitious names and places have been used throughout this narrative. The story was dramatized for radio presentation by Ralph Burchard and as a Carolyn Cairo production. Those participating in the radio drama were Dorothy Wade, C. Andre Fox, Bob Polton, Carolyn Cairo, Calvin Ellison, and Charles E. Bender.